What up, guys? All right, CJ here, bringing you an NFL Playoff Edition podcast, and I am today with my buddy T. What's up, T?
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on? I know I got pretty sick about a week ago, and then T was out of town with the holidays and stuff. We just couldn't get together to do the pod. I really do deeply apologize for that. I know you guys were counting on it for those 2 weeks, but we are here. We're back. And we're ready to give you guys some lines and talk about the NFL playoffs, man. So, well, first of all, what do you feel about these playoffs so far, the first round, T?
I think the first round was pretty bad, except one game, but it's kind of been like that all year. I wasn't really too surprised. The favorites won; they won pretty handedly.
Yeah.
I think this might be the first week, and yeah, I'm going to say week, even though it's a small week because there's less games. But this might be the best week we'll have in the last 20 weeks of football. And that's a compliment to the NFL. No disrespect to the NFL. That's just not a compliment. It's just the way the season's been.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I was looking at the slate and thinking, you know what? This could be one of those weeks where it's like, oh, shit, this happened, or oh, shit, that happened. I don't know. I have that feeling. I have that fucking feeling this week.
I agree.
Yeah, it's hard to explain.
It would be like the first one of the year, sadly.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, no, it's just so far in between that like favorites have covered at a wild pace this year. And usually we like to find value in some dogs. We will take favorites. Don't get me wrong, but because of that, it's made things pretty predictable and not like any surprising and exciting. I guess it took a little excitement out. Not just that. If you're betting dogs a lot, it took some money out of your pocket, you know? So yeah, man. But so I guess at this point we're down to the last 8 teams. The lines are what the lines are at this point. Now it's just you can handicap all you want. The lines are what they are. I don't know. I'm gonna start with the first game of the weekend, which is I don't know. Okay, I don't think it's like the best matchup, obviously, but you just never know, which is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans, man. Line sitting currently at 9. And the Chiefs haven't played since 2023, it feels like. No, they haven't. What, they have 4 weeks off or 3?
No, you know what's funny though, CJ, is you're right about that, but you also have to come. This also has to come into play. The Kansas City Chiefs have played more football than any team in the last 3 years because of the playoffs, because of the championship. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. So they've played a lot. They had a really tough stretch of like, I think it was crazy, dude. It was like 2 games in the span of 5 days or some shit like that.
I believe it. I mean, they've been playing a while.
It was a Christmas game.
I think this is due. I think they needed this rest.
Yeah, I think it was a Christmas game. I don't even know if they played on Monday night, that game. I got to double check that. But I think they needed the rest, and if anybody uses rest to their advantage, good. It's none other than Andy Reid, right?
100%.
Because I think off bye weeks he's excellent. But I mean, I don't know. The line being at 9, that just tells me that obviously odds makers in Vegas think that the Texans don't have a chance, or that tells me that they just know that the public is going to be on the Chiefs anyway, so they're going to jack it up to 9 because they figure you're going to tease it down under the 3 anyway. So
it could very well be true.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things and angles to look at this line. To me, it's the over/under sits at 41.5. The line is 9, 8.5 at some spots. I don't know. I mean, let me ask you your thoughts on the game first.
Yeah, sure. So, I believe that line is too high for the type of defense the Texans have. I do. I think that line is too high. If I was a betting man, I'm taking pizza money on the Commanders. I'm going to say that very
Wait, you mean the Texans?
But let me make sure I clarify. I'm taking the points. I think Kansas City's going to win, for sure. Kansas City's going to win. I'm not telling anybody to take Commanders' money line. But you're going to
Texans.
A playoff game. Again, with a defense like that, they could backdoor cover. They can keep the game a 10-point game, bullshit field goal, bullshit touchdown.
Yeah.
It's going to be closer. I'm not saying that they're going to win. I'm not saying, take the command. No, I'm not. I'm saying if you're going to give me 9 points on a playoff with a defense like that, hey, my head tells me I'll take the points. That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying you'll take the points?
I'll take the points.
All right. But, by the way, you said Commanders, but you meant Texans.
Oh, sorry, Texans.
I was like, wait a minute. I knew you meant Texans because you're talking about the defense. I know.
My bad.
It's not a big deal. I just want to make sure that the listeners know that's what you
Oh,
meant.
for sure. I appreciate you correcting me. What about you?
I feel the same way you do. Man, you're gonna think. I don't even know if I'm gonna muster up the courage to bet this game because Patrick Mahomes has fucked me in the playoffs so much whenever I've bet against him and Andy Reid. I'm not saying I haven't bet against them often, but whenever I do, they just fuck me. I don't know what and then when I bet on them, it's like they fuck me too. I was on the Chiefs when they got blown out that Super Bowl against the Bucks.
I don't think Kansas City Chiefs have ever made me positive money. Whether I take them or I bet against them, they just don't bring me luck.
Yeah. So I really feel like the angle here is the Texans. Yeah, I think the defense is good. And let me tell you this. About, I don't know, what was it, 4 weeks ago or so, the Chiefs played the Texans.
That was a good game.
That's the game that Tank Dell got hurt. That's a game where everybody started being down on the Texans. And mind you, I told a lot of my VIP clients, hey, man, the Texans have just had a fucking tough stretch of games. They played the Chiefs. They played injuries, and then they played the Chiefs there. They played the Ravens. They played another tough team before that. I mean, dude, they're playing the top tier team. So, like, for people to be super down on them, to me was like, I get it. They have injuries, and then they played good teams. But, like, look what they did to the Chargers, And the Chargers aren't a schmuck team. I just think that...
Dude, that was probably one of Herbert's worst game I've ever watched him play. It was against that defense. It was the defense.
It was the defense that fueled the offense.
Dude, he looked like a rookie quarterback.
He looked bad. That defense is good, man. That defense is top 3 DVOA for a fucking reason.
For sure.
If they had a better offense, I think they almost beat the Lions this year. Let's not forget that, So
don't forget, they went into Lambeau Field, almost won that game too. That was a good game. It wasn't a blowout.
By the stats, that game was a blowout, but they kept it close. Why? Because of the defense. But the stats looked like it should have been further apart.
Was that 21-10 or something?
No, it was 21-19. But realistically, the stats, like if you were to look at the stats, it was lopsided Green Bay. Because I actually had Green Bay.
Right, but hear me out. That defense kept the minute, so they covered.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
That's what you're saying here, right?
Right.
So
I'm not saying they're going to win. Nobody should ever think that.
Hey, man. But hold on. Let me say something. I get it. It's KC. And let's be real. Are they going to lose? Probably not. But I won't really be fucking crazy shocked because we're talking about that 1 week that some shit might happen.
I wouldn't be shocked.
And maybe it's this fucking game, man. Nobody's talking about it. The Texans have they're still a little injured, but they've gotten a little bit better. They got a little more confidence last week. This line 4 weeks ago was Kansas City -3, and you had sharp money. You had people taking the Texans in. So why all of a sudden are you going to upgrade them 5.5 points?
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You're right.
Think about that. This line was -3.
Wait a minute. That line was originally 3?
Yes, it was 3.
No, it was more than 3.
It was 4, and it closed at 3.
The game in Kansas City?
Yes, it was 4.
Was somebody missing?
No. I know that Casey's supposed to get a defensive back this game, Watson, which was a starter earlier in the year.
Bro, this makes no sense.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. So if the line closes at 3, it toggled between 3 to 3.5 at the end, but it closed at 3 at a lot of spots. Open at about 4.5. There's sharp money on the Texans. And all of a sudden, just people are scared to take the Texans. But now you're going to come in a playoff game 4 weeks later, and you're going to put the line at 8.5. When the Chiefs won that game, I think they won the game by 11 or 12, but the Texans were in it, man. They were in it to the end. I remember everything in that game. I had the Texans. So what makes me think the only reason this is 8.5, the only reason this is scary to take is because it's Patrick Mahomes in the motherfucking playoffs, and it's Andy Reid and the Chiefs, and they have the pedigree. But let's not fucking forget, the Texans were there last year still. They have a little bit of experience.
Can you tell me why the line moved from 3 to 8?
I just think it's the public perception on the Texans is they suck. Even though they beat the Chargers, they still think it's a fluke.
You still think people are going to think that?
I still think people think that, yeah. I still think everybody's going to take KC tomorrow in their teasers, in my opinion.
You think so?
In their teasers, I think a lot of the public will take KC on a teaser. Maybe even KC just straight up in a parlay or something. You know me and you don't do parlays too often, but that's what I see the public play being I'm not saying the public is due to lose. That's stupidity to just bet on shit like that. My theory is, how is it 3.5, close at 3.5, goes all the way to 8.5? Does Watson make that big of a difference? No. Maybe one of the Texans' offensive linemen being out, maybe that makes a difference. Maybe, you know, Tank Dell, but 5 points, you're going over a touchdown. You know, once you go over a touchdown. But, like I said, it's the fucking Kansas City Chiefs, and will I also be surprised if they fucking whoop on them by 20? No, that's the thing, right? Yeah. It's just, to me, it doesn't make sense. That's all I'm saying.
But you wouldn't be surprised if they win by 20?
I won't be surprised if they win by 20 or if the Texans win, put it that way. I got to do a little more digging in terms. I just don't understand why this line is 9. I don't.
You're 100% sure the line was 3 when they played 3-4, whatever. And
yeah, 100%.
Insignificant.
100%.
What the fuck?
Yeah, 100%. And if you're one of my clients in the VIP, you can go all the way back up and look at what we took that game at. Yeah. I think we got it early. We got it before it went down at 3.5 or 4, but it closed at 3.
That's wild.
Yeah, so it just makes me think you have a shot if you're taking the Texans. That's all I'm saying.
Well, do you think the line moved up to 8.5 because I saw them play and they won by 10 or 11 and they were just making it the same?
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of Watson coming back, being healthy. It's a little bit, I don't know, did they have Pacheco in that game?
No.
It's a little bit of Pacheco. It's a little bit of everything, right? But to me, it's like, we're talking about the NFL, we're talking about playoffs, we're talking about a good defense in the Texans. Like, I don't think it should have went above 7.5. But realistically, I think the Bucs, because of the year that they're having with the favorites, they had to cover their ass, especially in this spot in the playoffs with the Kansas City Chiefs. That's my opinion. The value's on the Texans, but are you going to be ballsy enough to fucking take them? I don't know. It's going to be cold over there too, man. The Texans playing a dome.
That's right. That's actually going to be a big difference too.
Yeah, man. So you got to think of those things. It's not just because I'm saying that. I'm just trying to get valid points out. It doesn't mean one or the other is going to win. I still got to do a little more due diligence and research on that. But that's my take on that, man. Secondly, we're going to go with another, we're going to pass that game real quick. The over-under is 41.5, which makes me think this is going to be a low-scoring points at a premium game.
This is what I personally think, just to add to what you say. If it's a close game, I believe it's an under. I believe if it's a blowout, Kansas City, it's an over. That's what I believe.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
What do I know, right?
Well, with such a low total, too, and getting that many points, to me, it's like, why? I mean, there's more value on the points.
For sure.
On the plus. True. So let's go to this next game. That's our thoughts on that one. We have a lot to say there, obviously. But next game, Commanders, Lions. Lions -9 at home. Dan Campbell against Dan Quinn. Jared Goff against Jaden Daniels. Which defense is better? The Lions banged up. I think there's a lot of hoopla going around saying that the Lions defense is banged up. The Lions defense. There's been a lot of shit like that said, which they did lose a lot of pieces on defense. But to me, you're going to have to – defenses get better week to week in the NFL. And they've been hobbled for a while now. Are the Commanders elite enough to take advantage of that? Maybe. I don't know. What do you say?
Well, we're agreeing that the Lions defense is still hurt.
It's still hurt, yeah. They don't even have Hutchinson,
I want to make sure our fans understand and football fans understand, yeah, we get it. The defense looked really, really good against Minnesota.
Sam Darnold,
That's because, first and foremost, the game plan was very, very good. Second of all, we really got to see the quarterback's true colors. So I want to make sure people understand. Just because they're hurt and they played really well that game doesn't mean they're going to do it every single game. It was just a great game plan. Got them off, and it worked. But when you're going up against other elite teams and your defense is injured, that defense isn't going to be as elite as we think just because of a game before performance. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
100%. And you got look at Sam Darnold last game. Look what he did against the Rams. So point in case, or maybe we could also think this: did the Lions give a blueprint on how to spook Sam Darnold? Maybe they gave the blueprint. Maybe Aaron Glenn gave the blueprint. Maybe Aaron Glenn gave the blueprint. But to me, this is saying, look, man, this is what I'm saying now. The Lions 9. One of these fucking underdogs tomorrow, in my opinion, will cover. Which one's it going to be?
Yeah, which one's it going to be?
So who do you have more faith in?
You know what, man? We could have all 4 covered.
I was just going to say, who knows? Maybe both, right?
Or it could be like it's been all year.
The thing is,
covers.
The Lions team total is 33.5. 33.5. They're going to put up total? They're going to fucking put up points, man. They don't set that number at 33.5 for no reason. I don't think the Commanders can stop the Lions. I'll tell you that right now. Do I feel like the Lions can stop the Commanders? I don't know.
Don't forget Montgomery's back.
Yes. The Sonics.
That's a factor, man. When you can go with speed, then power, and then mix it up, that's great.
Yeah. So I don't know. The line being 9, to me that's riskier than the KC one. Why? Because the Commanders' defense is not as good as the Texans. The Chiefs' offense is not as good as the Lions' offense. So when you look at those gaps right there, the line is it's identical, right? But the difference in those two teams is championship pedigree with KC and Patrick Mahomes against the Lions, who don't have that championship pedigree. They're used to losing. All they have is a prolific play caller in Ben Johnson, a great coach in Dan Campbell, and a phenomenal offense.
They have a good defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Aaron Glenn's a good defensive coordinator, too. All I'm saying, I guess, in terms of, like, when you need somebody to cover a line of 9, you need points, and you need a good defense. You also need a good defense.
Sure.
So you need one or the other. Not even. You need both, actually. I take that back. I apologize. I take that back.
I think for a blowout, you need both, yeah.
You need both. However, if your offense is fucking top tier elite, like, you can blow people out and let them score on you here and there. And let's be honest here. Both these teams are going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
That's for sure. We know that.
I wonder what the over-run on total punts is.
I don't know what that's going to be, but I know that 55.5 is the total, and I don't think I think it should be even higher.
Right?
Who knows, though, man? Look, typically, if this was outside, maybe I'd say I could go under, but being that it's in a dome, like 55.5 fucking seems doable, you know?
Sure, and I guarantee you, dude, if the first half scores like 7-3, that doesn't mean shit.
No, if it's 7-0, it doesn't mean shit. Honestly, if it's
I'm saying at halftime for the Lions doesn't mean shit.
If it's 3-0, it doesn't mean shit. No lie.
Shit.
No. These teams can put up. I mean, they can put up fucking 3 touchdowns in a quarter.
A quarter, for sure.
So I don't know. 55.5. But my thoughts on this game. Look, first thoughts on the game doesn't mean I'm taking anything right now. I'd love to say that the Commanders will cover that, but I think the inexperience against the new experience that the Lions gained last postseason and how hungry they are in the fucking Ford Dome, dude. I just feel like it's set up for the Lions to really romp them.
Sure.
But will the defense hold the Commanders? You know, like that's because if they don't, shit, who knows?
There is a stat on that defense, though. They're one of the worst defensive teams for mobile quarterbacks. One of the worst, they say.
They're one of the worst defensive teams for a mobile quarterback?
Lions are, yeah.
Oh, man, there you go. Jaden Daniels over rushing yards. Props. There you go. Boom, book it.
That's got to be high because I heard they're like one of the worst.
That has to be high. Let me see if I can find it.
Imagine. Can you pull that up out of curiosity?
Maybe. Let me see.
I'm going to go with 60 yards, honestly.
60?
50 to 60.
We're about to see right now.
Oh, sweet. Let's see if I get it. Probably off. I'm not good at this one. This one's a little tough.
I haven't seen it yet. Just so you know, I'm not the best player prop guy. I have a prop analyzer who's pretty good at those. But I'm going to go based off of... Let's see. I'm gonna say you're saying 60. I'm gonna say 40.
I'm gonna go 50-60. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 44.5.
You haven't looked this up?
No, I have not. I swear I have not. It's just because. Oh wow, it's fucking 53.5.
Bang!
I said 44.5. Yeah, there you go.
I have a feeling it had to be because of the defense being so poor.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
They can't put out 100 because no quarterback gets put out 100.
No.
So all these matches.
Not even Lamar gets put out 100, and he can break 103 plays.
True that. But that should be that's a little scary, right?
That's telltale right there, right?
What's up?
That's a telltale story. Yeah.
So those big 4th and 1s, those big 4th and 2s, those 3rd and 2s, if he can use his legs and keep and you know what's so good about the Commanders' offense, bro, is they can take 7-8 minutes of that clock and score.
Yeah, because they go for it on every fucking 4th down.
Small plays here and there. That's the only shot they have. If they can control the time of possession and go for it against this team, they know they're gonna have to go for it.
Yeah.
4th and 1, 4th and 2, going for it. Go.
Yeah, 100% they are. Realistically, man, I do. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I do agree. Or they can. Jaden Daniels might make you think he's going to run. All of a sudden, he's going to throw the ball.
Possibly
if they have a poor coverage on that. But I don't know. I mean, see that's where both of these numbers seem fucking high. But both of these fucking teams are tough to bet against that are the favorites. Put it that way.
Sure, for sure.
It's always like that, right? If I had my early lean on this game, man, early lean would have to go Lions just because of the experience. But that's like a super early lean. This isn't like a play. I'm still doing some tracking on it because the Lions might be healthier on defense come later in the week. So we'll see. But I think 55.5 on the over. Yeah, you're going to sweat it maybe towards the end, but it's either going to be an easy one or you might have to sweat it getting there. I don't see it being like a fucking total bust where they score like 35 points.
No.
I think it'll be close. I think it'll be close regardless.
What's the juice on the over-under?
110. It's 55.5. 55 is the key number, so.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Would you happen to know what that total even opened at?
The team total?
No.
Player prop?
No, not the team total. The total for the Lions and the Commanders. It opened at 55.5. Fucking crazy. All right.
So it stayed there.
It stayed there, yeah. It's just staying there. All right, we'll see. Which makes them think
that
like
number's high enough to keep it there, right?
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? You're gonna put it at 58. You know, this ain't a college game. But all right,
you can't really put it down.
Nope. So, all right, next game we're gonna go with Eagles and Rams, man. Eagles laying 6 at home against the Rams. Total sitting at 43.5. It has been said that the Eagles are one of the best teams at defending motion, and the Rams are top team in using motion. So, I don't know. You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
I'd like you to go first. This one's a little tough.
It is tough. It's because I respect Matthew Stafford and McVay as a play caller. You know, they have weapons in the Puka Nacua. They still have Cooper Kupp. But
don't forget about their running back too, boys.
Yeah, Kyron Williams. I know the Eagles lost. There's a lot of talk about Nakobe Dean being out. I do think he had some time during the season that he had missed too. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a big deal, but I don't know how big of a deal because I think that defensive fucking line for the Eagles is tremendous and their secondary is good. That they're good at all levels on that defense. The big question here I think is Jalen Hurts. How's he going to do? How's he going to play? Because we know they're going to run the ball. And if you go back to when the Eagles played at the Rams, they beat them 37-20 in SoFi in LA. That line was -3 Eagles. Now they're going to go home. And they're going to add 3, which is about the right number to add for home field advantage. You add a field goal, but you're not adding the magnitude of the game and the playoffs and the weather and all that, right? Because the Rams just had to fly to Arizona when they should have had a home game on a Monday. Now they have to come back home, fly out to Philly on Friday. It's a quick turnaround, man. And then they have to enjoy that win. The whole fire situation in LA, they don't have the usual practice standards. Their routine's been thrown off a little bit, you know. They're running into a tough environment in Philadelphia and a tough fucking defense. That's just my first initial thoughts on that. What do you think?
Well, there's a lot for me to talk about. So I know this stat. I know that McVay in the playoffs against running back, they are 0 of 12 for running 100+ yards against his defense in the playoffs.
You're saying his defense allows more than 100 yards?
No, his defense in the 12 postseason games he's played in, 0 running backs have rushed for over 100 yards.
Oh wow,
0.
really?
Big stat.
Wow,
yeah,
that's a great.
Can I also ask you? If you don't mind, can you tell me what the over/under on Saquon is?
That was the next question. All right, since you gave me that stat right now.
I promise you, it's a real stat.
No. I know. I'm just saying, since you gave me that stat, I'm gonna guess. We're gonna play the guessing game again. All right.
I think it's probably gonna be at 100.
I'm gonna put it at 90.5 because you said that about the 90.5.
Okay.
90.5 because you got to remember
I'll go 95.5.
They use Gainwell sometimes too. So let's see.
95.
Damn, he doesn't allow people to rush for 100.
In the postseason.
We are both off. You want to know what it is?
110?
111.5.
110, yeah, okay.
Okay, so what does that tell you?
I don't know. Tell me.
That tells me that the Eagles are going to run the ball on them. And if Las Vegas knows that stat you just said, they don't care. They still put it at 111. Also, they do fear the public hammering the Barkley over. So they're going to put it as high as they can to save themselves insurance. But they also then believe he's going to go over 100. But they're like, okay, he's probably going to be around there, so we have to put it a little higher. Fucking crazy.
I can see that.
Yeah. Well, if Saquon rushes for 111, dude, the game's over, in my opinion.
More than likely.
Right? Okay. Because I just don't see the Rams putting up like 3 touchdowns on this Eagle defense.
Neither do I.
No, I don't.
Unless they get a turnover or something.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't see them doing that. Yeah, can they score a touchdown? It's Matt Stafford, Nakua, maybe even 2 touchdowns. Maybe, I said, mind you. But I'm telling you guys, it's gonna be cold outdoors. The Rams play indoors. They're not used to playing outdoors. There's a lot of things in the Eagles' favor here. This is the travel schedule. And I know a lot of I think the game with professionals is split. A lot of people are like McVay, Stafford, give me the 6. Me, myself, I lean Eagles right now. And like last week, I would have loved to take the Packers. I mean, fucking at the +6, but I couldn't. I just fucking couldn't. I was like, dude, they're just better. Are you telling me, are the Rams better than the Packers?
I think towards the end they got a little bit better.
They got a little bit better, right?
They got healthier. They got more people back. They were flowing. I do think so. Okay. I do think if they played each other in LA, I think they would have won. If they played each other in Green Bay, I think Green Bay would have won. So they're pretty like who's ever at home, I would favor. Does that make sense?
Okay, that makes sense. So the Rams actually did play when they did have Nakua and they did have Kupp, and Green Bay still beat them in LA.
Okay. Was this how long ago? How many weeks ago?
Was it
right when he came back?
It was like late October.
Okay.
Late October, but that's when Jordan Love threw that horrible interception where the guy from the Rams just took it to the house at like the 20. I don't know if you remember it.
To be honest with you, he's thrown so many picks.
Yeah, no, but this one was bad. It was a pick 6 in his own end zone, just hurled the ball up. Anyway, they still got through that and covered the game. I guess what I'm saying is, what this line's saying is, the Packers are only a smidge better than the Rams, right? Because they gave them that half-point hook because it was 5.5. Now it's going to 6. I really think this line should be 7. I do. I really feel like a fair line on the game is 7. And the game could end 7. That's probably why Vegas said we're not going to put it at 7 because that's pretty much what the cap might be. I make my line 7. Why? Because the Eagles are favored by 3 in LA. They beat them by 17. They're going to come back home. They're going to add the 3 for home field. Give them the extra advantage for the rest. The rest with the travel conditions the Rams had to go through. The conditions on the field, obviously outside weather conditions. I don't know. This feels like in the playoffs, you don't really get let down spots, right? But I feel like this is a letdown. No, but I feel like this could be one of those letdown spots for the Rams because of the whole. Obviously, you had the fires going on. You had all that, and they had that big win Monday. They dedicated it to L.A. You know, like this could be a letdown spot because of the old disaster that happened. They had to move out of there. They had to play somewhere else. Now they're coming back. They had to fly to Philly on a Friday. You know, think about that, man. They barely got back home on Tuesday. What do they practice? Or did they even practice Tuesday? Who knows? Maybe they did a little walkthrough. Maybe not. Wednesday they practice. Thursday get back on a plane on Philly Friday. Now you're going to be in Philly Friday night. I don't know.
Okay. I just want to make sure you know this, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's going to be very hard. But if the Rams go up 10-0, 13-0, the Eagles cannot score as fast as people think they can. They run, play. If that team trails early and you've got 7, 6.5, it's going to be tough. That's all I'm saying.
You know what, man? That's a great fucking point. You are right.
Right?
The Eagles, if they're down a touchdown or they're down 10, it's not going to be a fucking easy comeback for them. It won't.
Because now it's like, you got to throw the ball, motherfucker. You can't just hand it off.
You have to throw the ball.
You got to beat us with your arm. So that's the only dilemma I have that I'd be cautious of. But
it could happen.
You go 10-0. That's also tough.
The chances are tough, but it could happen.
It could. Of course, anything could happen. I feel you. It's just unlikely. But you definitely don't want to be put in a position where you're playing from behind with them. That's all I'm saying.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I think you hit it on the dot. I do think if they go down, that's pretty much the cap right here, right? If you're going to be taking the Eagles, you better hope they don't go down early.
For sure.
More than a field goal. Even a touchdown. To me, it's even a touchdown.
That sounds not as bad. But
it's not as bad. It's not as bad. But you're going to put pressure on them to have to score a touchdown to even you out. Not a field goal. Because they get a field goal range, right? But Yeah. And then you can see Jalen making some more mistakes. By the way, I don't know if A.J. Brown's that healthy right now.
But you also got to put into consideration, this is another good part on if you're taking the Eagles. I'm confident the Eagles, if the Rams get to the red zone 6 times, I'm confident the Eagles can stop them 4. I really am.
I'm confident they can stop them 5.
There you go.
You know?
So, I mean, there's a lot of what ifs, you know?
That's a ton of what ifs. And that's why the line is what it is. So,
For sure.
Yeah. Early lean on the game, Eagles, but I just gave you the whole rundown on everything else. But over-under's 43.5. I can see that game going under. But then again, I can see it going over by the Eagles scoring more than we think they're going to score. Because I don't see the Rams putting up 21, like I said. If the Rams win, it has to be ugly.
Really?
I don't see the Rams fucking going in there and putting up 28, 30-something points. You do?
No, I totally get what you're saying. Unless they get some turnovers or something. But yeah, it's very unlikely.
No, yeah, they get turnovers. Yeah, I just don't think they will do that. But it is what it is. We'll see.
No, I don't think they get more than 21, 23 points.
Yeah, so that's my whole thing on it. I think it's going to be hard for them to get even 20 points. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But then again, like, the Eagles are going to need to put up, 28 to cover that? So you got to think about that kind of stuff.
Right.
So let's go with the next game. Wait, let me ask you this question. Is the Rams defense as good as the Packers defense?
Yeah, what a question. I really do think the Rams defense has gotten better. They've gotten healthier. They've gotten better. I think they have a good front line, a good D line. I think they're pretty. I mean, obviously Green Bay causes more turnovers. You know, they're a very good turnover team. They're kind of like the Bills. But yeah, I mean, I think the Rams can hang in there. Yeah, I do.
But do you think they're better than Green Bay's defense?
They don't really need to be better because we saw the Packers defense play really well. They just couldn't score. Well, their defense didn't do bad.
That's what I'm at. That's why I'm asking you that.
No, I think their defense is comparable, maybe slightly a little less, but not by like significant enough for me to be like, you know.
Okay, no, I get what you're saying. I actually think the Rams defense has been playing better, but I do think Green Bay's defense is better. It's better, and I don't think it's slightly better. I think it's better. I don't think it's way better. I just think it's better. How about that?
You're saying that without Jair, they're better too without Jair?
I mean, they played great. They played great last week. They're great against the run, and Saquon still hit his over. Put it that way.
Yeah, no offense. I mean, no offense to Green Bay. I'm a big Green Bay guy. I know their defense, but there was a couple. What you gonna call it? Actually, there wasn't. They actually covered them very well. I take it back. You're right. The secondary is really good.
I think they're good.
I was watching game reviews, and everybody was talking shit to Jalen. But dude, if you look at the film. Nobody's open.
He couldn't throw to anybody.
Nobody was open.
And they still ran the ball on them because their O-line is that fucking good. But the Packers still gave them a hard time.
The Packers secondary against that team was almost lights out, bro. They played well. I saw the film.
I'll tell you one thing. The Rams secondary is not as good as the Packers secondary or their run stop. That's just my opinion. Like I said, not even my opinion. You can go based off numbers. It's just a fact.
I think they have a better O-line than the Packers O-line. I mean, D-line. I do.
You know what? Jared Verse is really good. The young guy they got. And then they got, God, why am I forgetting the guy's name? The other dude. Anyway, I think it's Young. That's another guy they have. Yeah.
He's number 6, right?
I think he's 0 or Verse is 0. I had to double check that.
They look the same.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. They're both, you know, they could wreck a game. I think they got better through the year. And that's the thing. But you think their D-line, you think the Rams D-line is better than the Packers? I don't know. That's where I had to tell you I don't know. Well, that's exactly why the games are meant to be played.
Of course.
All right, so that's my lean. Where's your lean on that game if you had a lean on anything?
Eagles.
All right, so we agree on it. We could be coming back next week and saying, holy fuck, the fucking Rams just upset them.
No, it could very well happen. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Hey, man, once I saw Saquon's rushing yards, thank you for showing me that 111. I can tell you one thing. The Eagles are going to get their yards on the ground.
More than likely. Well, that's how their offense is ran.
Yeah, but if they're going to get their yards on the ground, that's going to mean they're going to score points. I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
Oh, for sure.
Let's go with, you know what, real quick, before we go to the Ravens and the Chiefs, or the Ravens and the Bills, which is a fucking phenomenal game. Check this out. Let's go here. I want to see what Matthew Stafford's passing yards over-under is. That should be fun, huh?
That should be good.
Let's see what that is, because that's gonna.
Is he under first? 41.
What's up?
Is he over under 41?
For his passing yards? Oh, it's 43 and a half.
43 and a half. Okay.
And then let's see. Where's he at? All right, we're getting close to it, man. We're getting close to it. Wow.
I try to guess, but I'm really.
I already saw it, but you could try to guess. Go ahead.
I mean, there's no way I'm going to get this. This is so hard. I'm going to go 220.
You looked at it. It's 219 and a half.
I swear to God, in my life, I didn't look at it.
It's 219 and a half. Yeah.
I swear to God, in my life, I
No,
didn't look at
I
it.
believe you didn't look at it. Damn, you said that's so hard to guess. You just threw
I
it
swear on
out.
my dog's life. You know why I said 220? I'll tell you why I said 220.
Why?
That's the most I always see. It's usually around 220 for good quarterback. So I assume it was 220.
220. Yeah, I've seen like 250s. 240s.
Yeah, but most of the time, if you look at it's usually around 220.
When they're playing against a good team.
Yeah, it's usually around there.
Yeah, it's 219 and a half. Look, I would have had more confidence in him making bigger plays if it was over 230, 240. That's just my. If it would have been over 230 or 240-ish, I would have had more confidence in saying, oh, you know what? Maybe he will score more because they're projecting him to have a better game. But 219 to me is low.
That is, against a good defense, yeah.
Yeah, so they have Puka to be at 86 and a half yards. They got Jalen at 205 yards, which is about what it probably normally is, you know. So they're not expecting him to make any big plays, but who knows?
But what's his rushing yards at? He's gonna have his rushing yards got to be high.
I don't know. Let me see. I think he crossed his rushing yards last week, right?
You know the over-under for him rushing touchdowns was like 13, and when he got hurt, he was already at 15.
Oh, wow.
He killed that stat like 10 weeks in.
It's 38 and a half. It's not super high.
That's not.
Nah, but it's because they're also being cautious with them because of the concussion, man.
Yeah, of course.
You got to remember that. So I think he's instructed, like, if you don't need to, don't run right now.
Of course. I'm just trying to say
He will run.
So they have him total for about 250 yards of production, right? The 40 and then the 205.
Oh,
so
yeah.
250 yards of production. And then he's got 100 yards, 110. So they think the Lions are going to put up around 350 yards, right? 360 yards.
The Eagles, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a pretty high number.
Because you got Barkley adding him, yeah.
Of course.
I mean, shit, that's a real fucking high, actually.
Right.
Because when you put Kyron Williams together with Matthew Stafford, I think you're sitting at like 260.
There you go. So there's that drive. There's that 70-yard drive to win by 7, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, great point there.
Right.
All right, so that's our lean on that one. Next game, man. Your Josh Allen Buffalo Bills against the Lamar Jackson Baltimore Ravens.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna let you start this one because I started the last one. You like Josh Allen.
No, I like Josh Allen.
This is the first year where I have said Josh Allen, if he had more help, man, he needs more help.
Of course. This is what I'm going to tell America, okay? America, this is what I'm going to tell you. I feel so strongly that the Ravens are going to go in and really rip the fucking tank off. I really do think that's what they're going to do. But, because the line sits at fucking 1.5, what the fuck is Vegas telling me? Why is the line should be 2.5 like you stated?
I think the line should be 2.5. Yeah,
should be 2.5.
But again, that's still not a fucking field goal. You know,
what's up?
It's still not a field goal. It's still not saying they're gonna win outright.
Right.
You know,
right? But it might like let's say I don't look at the line. And let's say I don't know much about lines and I'm new to this. I'm thinking the Ravens are going to blow the fucking tank. Yeah, I really do.
Oh, like you don't look at lines, you don't look at numbers. You're just looking at teams, how they play.
Yeah.
You're brand new. This is your first bet you're ever going to make.
Right. I'm taking the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens big.
Yeah.
But I'm not telling America to do it because the line doesn't make sense to me.
Power rankings wise, I have the Ravens higher. But it might snow. It might be cold as shit. If that's the case, I don't know. You're right. I mean, I think the Ravens are the better team. I can't not say it, but something fucking tells me, man. I don't know if I'm gonna muster up the courage to do it, and maybe Sunday I'm gonna be texting you to talk me off the ledge, but something fucking tells me that the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen are gonna fucking want to prove something. Because right now, do not get it twisted. They know. they're the underdog. They know what people are expecting them to lose this game. They know people think the Ravens are better. And to me, if that's not a chip on your shoulder, what is?
For sure. Look, man, if you play the Bills and you win the Bills, that's one of your best plays of the year. Because I wouldn't touch that game with a 10-foot fucking ball.
It's tough, I know.
And I had a gun to my head, and the Lord somebody told me to pick a team or you're going to get shot. I'm still going to take the Ravens. But for you to, if you play the Bills in your spot and you send me a slip that says Bills placed and you win, then, man, I got to give it to you. That's some wacko shit, bro. That's some.
You know what? I'm a crazy motherfucker. I might just have to do it.
Right there.
I don't know, man. I don't know what I want to do with that game. I'm even gonna go in as far as saying this. I do think the Ravens should be 2.5 points better in the game, but I do feel like there's value on the Bills, so it's really fucking weird.
Okay, let me ask you this, okay? Let's say you're a big football guy, but you know nothing about lines, you know nothing about sports betting, you know nothing, but you know your football. And I go up to you and I give you a call, and the Ravens Buffalo are playing. I tell you, hey, dude, who do you think is going to win this game? You don't look at lines, you don't know anything. Who are you choosing? That's what I want to know. Oh, you got to think about it. So you like the Bills. Just outside the line, you like the Bills. That's good, though.
No, I have to think about it. You're right. I have to.
Yeah, I want
because in my head, I'm thinking Josh Allen fucking can, in the snow and the whatever, he'll make shit happen. Then on the other side, I'm thinking like, oh, the Ravens are a good team, you know? But I'm talking about one guy against a good team. Now we're asking that one good guy's team to step up one fucking game, and it can happen.
And don't take me wrong, he can do it, but am I willing to risk money to rely on one guy against an 11-man team?
I mean, hey, let's not disrespect James Cook here. I know you don't give him a lot of credit. I know, but honestly, he's been balling, man. Maybe it's Brady with the play calling, but he's balling.
It's for sure Brady. Dude, they're bringing 6 to the line.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
6 to the line. They bring 2 tight ends in the back.
Yeah, so I don't know.
No, it's a great play. It's been working. He's getting his yards. He's doing
and look, man, let me say this one time. If there's anything about the Ravens, I don't care. I know people are like, oh, their defense has been playing better, and it has. It has.
They are choke.
Wait, it has. Their defense has been playing better. But if there's any leak in that team, it's that secondary. And they just haven't played. I do not believe they have played a quarterback recently that can exploit that.
Okay, well, dude,
they played Russell Wilson. They played C.J. Stroud with a banged-up O-line. I don't think they really played any quarterback recently.
About the Texans, 41-0.
That's impressive. I was on the Ravens that game.
In Texas.
They were missing 2 O-linemen that game.
Enough to win 40-0?
Okay, I get it. That's a good win. No, but I'm talking about name the last quarterback that could have exploited that secondary. Go back and look. Let's do it.
I could do this all day. I'll let you know.
Russell Wilson they played him twice when they said they're getting better. Russell Wilson to me is get the fuck out of here.
The Ravens played
since in the last 5 weeks since they've been saying their defense, their secondary is getting so much better. Who are the quarterbacks? Go from the last game.
Okay, well they beat Green Bay 30.
No, last game.
Oh, that's preseason. I'm sorry. They beat Cleveland, Houston, Pittsburgh, Giants. They lost to Philadelphia. They beat the Clippers.
No. But we're talking why am I tripping? Last week they beat Pittsburgh, right? That's 1 week. Russell Wilson. Who'd they beat before that?
Cleveland.
Fucking Deshaun Watson, or not even, what am I talking about? Famous Jameis, or fucking the Thompson experiment.
You're right about that.
Okay, let's go before then.
They played Houston.
C.J. Stroud with the banged up O-line doesn't impress me. I've seen C.J. Stroud just throw the ball at nothing last week. Their defense won that game.
They beat a divisional team 34-17 in Pittsburgh. You can't.
No. Russell Wilson. We're talking about strictly these quarterbacks against his leaky secondary.
All right.
Russell Wilson.
They beat Cincinnati 35-34.
Okay, what week was this?
This is early on.
No. We're talking about when they said this Ravens defense and secondary is fucking balling in the last 5 weeks. Give me the quarterbacks.
Okay, you win. Sure. What does that mean?
What that means is they're playing a fucking quarterback this week. Let's see how good that secondary really fucking got.
Oh, fair enough. They are playing one of the... Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's all. But I still think the Ravens are the better team. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Ever since the media...
The secondary has looked good. No matter who they played, they have looked good, though. Better.
They have looked better. But the quarterbacks to me are just not up to par against some guy I want to throw at them that could really sling the fucking ball.
No, dude, I feel you. Do you like the Bills?
No, I don't like the Bills.
It's okay. I'm just trying
I don't like the Bills yet.
Hold on. That I don't see.
I don't like the Bills yet. Let's hold on. Timeout. False start. Back up. Anyway, so that's all I'm saying with that. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Let me ask you this: roster for roster, hat for hat.
It's the Ravens. The Ravens. The Ravens. The better team is going to be the Ravens, but the better quarterback is the Bills.
Vegas thinks you're right. They think you're right. The line's at 1.5.
I think what Vegas is saying is what's going on through my head. They're like, all right, motherfuckers, this is a good quarterback. Let's see how good your secondary really fucking got. And the Bills have already played them one time. Is McDermott good enough to scheme up some defense that can stop them? Think about that. Lamar against division opponents, sometimes it doesn't do well, man. If you're going to see him twice.
I guarantee the world this right now. If the Ravens are up 10-0, 14-0, that game's over.
Okay. That's different. Okay.
Do we agree?
Yeah.
It's
probably over. 14-0, 10-0, 14-0, probably, yeah. 10-0, I think they got hope.
Slow the clock. They can do everything.
No, I agree. But also you have the Lamar choke effect in the game.
Yeah.
I don't think Josh Allen really chokes like Lamar. I just think Josh Allen doesn't have a team.
Yeah, I agree.
So to me, it's like
choking is like throwing a pick that shouldn't be thrown. That's about it.
Yeah, he'll force balls, but he's been way better at that, man.
Yes.
Way better. I have to give him credit. So all I'm saying is, I want what everybody's been saying, like this Ravens defense, the secondary got better. Yeah. Let's play a real fucking quarterback and show me this Sunday how much better you fucking got. If you can win this game and you can go in there and really shut down Josh Allen in the pass game, I'll put more respect than I already have because I have respect for the Ravens, actually. I think they're a good team. Put even more respect on you. If you can't, you go ghost on them again. Fucking just, you want to go to Cancun the next day, go ahead. And then you're going to prove me fucking right, like I always been saying that you're choke artist.
See, this is where I think you're right. This is where I think the Bills have a shot. If the Bills don't trail early, where they become one-dimensional and the secondary knows you're one-dimensional, then you're really fucked. I'm sorry, you just are. But if you can still run the ball, pass here and there, they for sure have a shot against the secondary.
because if they know you have to throw the ball, they're gonna be better equipped to stop you.
You're screwed. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but if they don't, you're gonna be able to fucking.
They're good enough to me. If they know you're gonna throw, they're good enough to stop that.
Oh yeah, the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's play another game. Let's play the Josh Allen over under yards. Yeah. I'm gonna go 254. I haven't looked at it.
No. I feel you.
254 and a half. That's my number.
I'll go 260.
All right. That's a lot of respect. Ooh, man, we're off.
240?
241 and a half.
Oh, I want to say 240, sorry.
I scared you at 250.
Well, because you said 250, you said a good number. If you had said 260, I would have gone with 240. But because you gave me the 50, I was like, fuck.
Let's see what Lamar's...
Look, CJ, look. Most of them are around 220, 240, right? So I promise you, I didn't look. I just guessed.
No, I believe you. And I knew 250 was high, just so you know. But I was like, I'm going to put some respect on him and put him 250. I mean, yeah, because they have Lamar at 217 and a half.
Can I ask what Josh Allen's rushing is?
Hold on. Let me see what Lamar's rushing is. They don't have his rushing up where I'm checking it. I have to double check somewhere else. Derrick Henry's at 95 and a half. Yeah, Josh Allen's rushing is at, you can guess it. I already saw it.
It's got to be at least 60.
44 and a half.
Yeah.
That's still high, man.
That's still high for a running quarterback.
Hell yeah. For a running quarterback that's a gunslinger. Dude, you're putting 44 and add it to freaking 240. That's almost 300 yards.
That is, yeah, very true. Very true. And anytime you get 300 yards, you're going to put up points.
Yeah, so going back to your theory, James Cook, he's at 50-something yards. So now they're saying the Bills are going to have 350 yards, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but see, Cook's only at 50.
Yeah, 55.
The way the Bills win this game is literally by
it's Josh Allen. It's Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, that's what I mean. Sorry.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see it. I want to see how good your fucking defense really got, motherfuckers.
Let me ask you this, too.
I'm not going to say I'm going to bet the game, man. I'm not going to say I'm going to bet the Bills right now. I still think, let me make this fucking clear to all the listeners. I actually still think the Ravens are a better team. But
That's why
you go to
let me ask
you go to
this.
the elements, you go to the cold. It might snow. Josh Allen, secondary might be leaky with the better quarterback. Take all that
Let
in
me
there.
ask you this, and be honest to America. Let's say Kansas City wins. Do you want to see Kansas City versus Bills, or do you want to see Kansas City versus Ravens?
I'd see Kansas City versus Ravens.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I mean,
You
come
agree,
on.
right? Because nobody
If the
wants to
Bills
see
win,
Kansas City and
if
Bills
the
again.
Bills win, that's great, but that just means Kansas City's for sure in because he doesn't have enough people to help him. That's all I'm saying. I love him. He's my favorite quarterback.
I don't know, man. Maybe we're wrong this year. I get it. I agree with you, but maybe we're
I
wrong.
hope so. I hope the guy wins, but I don't want him to lose to Kansas City again. Then we'll never hear the end of that story.
Yeah, it's gonna be the fucking debacle with the Manning and the Brady.
100%.
All right. Well, look, man. Early lean Bills. I tread lightly on it. Do not place your bet. I have not placed mine. I'm gonna look at some more numbers. I do think the better team is the Ravens. I'm just being straight up. I think the line should be 2.5, but I'm a ballsy motherfucker, and I might just fucking do some crazy shit.
It is a ballsy play, my guy.
So your lean is obviously, like you said, Ravens.
Well, dude, this is, let's say, like,
There's nothing wrong with that because they are the better team.
I want to make sure that people understand this. The line is so bad and so scary that I wouldn't even touch it. If I had to touch it, it'd be the Ravens.
Yeah, I get it.
Let's make sure we understand that.
He's going based off of because first he thinks like the Ravens are going to win the game because they're the better team, which I agree they're the better team. Then you see the line, you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, are we just giving out free money again? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Well, let's see what the public is even on in this game. Hey, man, the public is split.
It's split on that.
So far. They're not going to put their plays until later in the week. I think they get more action. I think Vegas gets more action as weekends go and stuff, and they get more data. But that's early. It's early. Nobody's going to put their two thoughts in it too much. Yeah, it's still early, though.
That game's Sunday night?
Yeah.
I mean, the NFL's so smart. They put that the last game of the week.
Right? But yeah, all right. So there we have it, man. Over-under's 51. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I wouldn't fuck with it yet till you know what the weather's going to be like. So that's those are pretty much the leans. That's T's breakdowns. That's my kind of first look breakdowns, and we'll see what happens, man.
Let's go Buffalo.
Let's go Buffalo.
I hope you're right. I'd like to see Buffalo.
I'm not saying I'm gonna pick them, man. I'm just saying.
Oh, I feel you, man. We'll see.
But yeah, we'll see what happens, and let's go to next week we'll have another talk before the championship weekend, and we'll get another pot on for you guys. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on. We'll get back on it next week and then dish another one out. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. And as always, you can always find me on CJ Win Sports Telegram or at CJ Win CJWINNS on Instagram. Message me whatever you want to do. You can get a hold of me there if you were interested in package anything you really wanted. Just reach out. Other than that, we're out for the week. We're out for the weekend, and we'll have plenty to talk about next week.
For sure.
You guys have a good weekend and make it a profitable one.
Take care.